And conductors are the most ignorant people in the musical field, after pressmen. Just still more. They don't know even the notes. Conductor, at least they can read the score. A critic wouldn't. He can only say if it's good or not.
What do you think of these conductors' competitions that take place
Very
around the
negative.
world? We have one
Very
in
negative
Denmark.
because jury does not understand anything. The jury is built up of completely incompetent people. If they're conductors, they're also dilettantes or professors. It's only the static way of regarding music. Music hasn't got any static music. It's a very dynamic process.
So you maintain that most conductors are ignorant,
Oh,
as you said. How many good
At
conductors?
least the ones I know are ignorant. Maybe some I do not know who know music.
How do you get to know other conductors? Do you go to concerts? Do you listen to radio?
No, but I heard also
Yeah.
now and then one concert, but since long I have not been to concerts.
You once said you have had 6,000 pupils during your lifetime, but until now there hasn't been one who has had the patience, the modesty, and the fanatism
To deepen it, yeah.
to deepen it.
There
Is
was
that so?
none.
Are you feeling disappointed by that?
No, I knew. This is the way.
Are you fatalistic?
No, realistic I am.
Realistic?
Yeah.
But it means also that very few of your ideas has spread around in the world to the
Of
next
course
generation.
not. They are not everyday ideas and they cannot be popular.
You think
No.
there will be someday?
No.
No?
No. Oh my goodness. You know.
But
when-
still you go on teaching young people and
Yes,
hope.
because also I was taught by others. I cannot hold it for myself.
No. How did you learn to conduct?
Also from teachers and a part of my own, and I made experience with the sound myself. But I was taught like everybody else. In the beginning I did some good concerts with the Königliche Kapelle, but they went so down. 2 years ago, I went to a performance. You would not believe that such a performance can be accepted or it can be presented to the public. No ambition whatever. We take the things as they are. So the problem of the radio orchestra is this discrepancy between some extraordinary people and some extraordinary amateur dilettantes and aggressive ignorance. Aggressive ignorance. I was told one of the orchestras pretended I did not know the score of Berg. My goodness. See, this does not reflect but his deep shyness towards intelligence. This is an idiot, only an idiot who would not understand either what a score is, not what I do. I can understand that he doesn't understand what I do, but does not what a score is. This happened first time, I hope also the last time in my life that I hear such a sentence.
Does this
So,
happen to you elsewhere in Europe?
No.
Or is it only
No,
here?
this is, I say, the first time, and I hope the last time. But what the discrepancy between people, extraordinary people, we have some people in the radio orchestra who could play in any big international orchestra. And together with some which I understand not how they have been accepted to take such a seat in a representative orchestra. It was also a matter of age. We had people who were 73 years old. The reflex of such a man are not anymore musical. He cannot. So I could not deal with that. And they were always a little bit under what I expected, because when you start with an orchestra, you have an idea how far could they come. So it was always under.
What about other European orchestras? Have you any preference there? Do you prefer German orchestras, French?
I don't have at all a preference. I could not say I work with Odense. I have a preference for Odense. Why did I go to Odense? Because one man asked me, what a miracle should happen to come to Odense? I said, I will come without a miracle. And he took me by word, and is that a preference?
It's not a question of the attitude of the orchestras. Is the attitude different in England, the attitude towards working with you working in an orchestra?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. They are extremely bourgeoisie, the Danish. They are dying, they are buried in comfort and in lack of ambition. Everything, they take it for granted. Denmark is this, it's not true. Why do I conduct the young people? To show this is Denmark. This is Denmark. They will get also spoiled because the musical life is not right in Denmark. But I would not say I have a preference for the young. But if you ask me, are you content with them? I will tell you, I am very happy. They will play Iberia much better than ever the orchestra of the radio could have played. So, and this is a statement I stand for.
I see, yes. It is some sort of enlightened dictatorship you exercise, so to speak. I mean, you are the conductor who knows the score.
I'm not a dictator.
No, I
Mozart
didn't say.
is the dictator.
Yeah.
He did it this way. I am
Yes.
only the one who should put it into work, realize it.
But I mean, your attitude towards the orchestra as compared with other conductors, you are the one
I
who
do not
decide.
know what other conductors do,
No.
but if I see this is forte is done so, it is framed by those instruments, I have no choice. I have to make it as it is written. And I have not to give in until I get it. This is not the attitude of a dictator.
No.
If you can prove that I represent only my ideas, yes, this is to be discussed.
But I was going to ask you if you find it more difficult in these days of increasing democracy to
No.
exercise that role.
No, a good musician is always willing to do and to give his best.
This part is very important. So what the fuck democracy? So here, this is the ignorance that Celibidache is here criticizing. The ignorance about the musical score, the function of the conductor, and what the orchestra is. The orchestra is not about the conductor being the representation of the orchestra as it would be in a democracy. So this analogy is very problematic. The conductor is actually more closer to a monarch than to a president. Okay, and this is for a reason, because the task of the conductor is to unify the orchestra based on his mind, his reading of the orchestral score. Okay, now this doesn't mean that the conductor is not moral in the sense of trying to be respectful to the musicians and such things. This has nothing to do with the idea of being a musical monarch, and you has to be. So he is forte, and then I want subito piano, and then you stick to this idea. And if the trumpet or the violin can do this, then you should ask for this, because as an artist, you want the best expression of the artistic idea. Your function is to envision this idea and to follow and to do everything to achieve this idea. And the task of the orchestra is to follow this. Now, the orchestra selected the conductor to do the best representation of a musical idea according to his lecture and reading of the word. Okay? Because the orchestra alone can't play the something like the Rite of the Spring and these works, because it requires a lot of unity and cohesion, and principally a lot of decision making. So for example, how long the fermata is, how piano is the pianissimo, and all such things. So the conductor is the unifying element of the feeling and of the reason of the musical artwork. And being a competent conductor will necessarily cause us a situation where the conductor can't tolerate some things that for the musician they are like not important, because the task of the conductor is exactly to perceive the importance and the nuance of many things brought together. The conductor is listening to the musicians in a way that the musician can listen. When you are playing as a violinist, you can't listen the whole. Only the conductor listens to the whole. And the conductor will react to the whole and bring the unity and the necessary corrections to the whole sound, but also the whole interpretation. So he works in a balance between sound and interpretation. And I worked as choir conductor. I worked as conductor in Germany, and I know how this is as well. So when you search for the best work, you start to go into a field where you can't tolerate less than what you asked for. This has nothing to do with fighting with the musicians and being angry. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with stopping and repeating 10 times if it is needed. Okay, now each situation is one, you never know. So for example, a choir that is tired, you want to make them repeat 10 times, but in the next rehearsal you will start with the same bar again. So this can happen in different ways. So this has nothing to do with being a tyrannic dictator. So the only thing that is tyrannic today are the idiots and the ignorance. This is the tyranny that we have. And if you open the internet, you are the first to be able to perceive this.
And we have fantastic musicians also in Denmark. And the bad one will always stay before, because he's tolerated. But the social state will provide, nobody will touch him. He's a holy pope without a crown, even if he's buried in ignorance. This is the social state. This problem exists partly